We have been married for more than 10 years. The problem is sex and intimacy. Let me provide some context. We married as virgins and Christians, and within the first 2 months, my wife got pregnant. The issue started when she said her mom said it's not good to have sex during pregnancy. I'm sorry. So we stayed dry through the first pregnancy. 8 months.
6 months after.
Wait, now he stayed dry 8 months. Then another 6 months after the first child, she got pregnant again. And again, no sex. Her mom passed on before the birth of our second child. Then I realized it's a big issue. I somehow found myself addicted to porn. Oh my God. It breaks me. The struggle is real. It affects my productivity, my mental health, particularly after we moved to the UK. I become easily triggered.
No, I think this is another question.
No, it's the same question. And the children begin to imagine I'm a bad person. I've pleaded with her severally that we go for counseling and sex therapy, but she refused. She does not believe in it. It always feels like I'm nagging. She has no one she's accountable to other than her mom. When I talk, she tries to make effort, but it's not her thing. Rigid and fixated in her mind. I don't want to talk about the quality. I find it increasingly difficult to open up to her in other areas of my life. Now, she has health issues that makes her bleed for about 2 weeks a month. I found it difficult to relate. The memories of how she has dealt with me with regards to intimacy keeps coming back. I'm really tired. It's painful and difficult. I love her. I can't imagine extramarital affairs. Hey, he's a good man. Every other thing is great except intimacy, but this is key, of course. How can I manage this situation? I have seen counselors personally, and it seems I can only come to accept the situation as my life reality. No, I reject it for you.
Okay. Just for the records, we didn't have time to go into that today, but the scripture we're reading from Matthew 19 that we started with, if you notice, it made it clear that you should leave father and mother and, cleave. So please, as a rule, when you get married, your mother-in-law or father-in-law should not be speaking like that into your marriage, especially on your marriage bed. Yeah. You will leave father and mother. That's kingdom marriage rules. You leave father and mother. Not your mother is still speaking into your sex life. That's just a no-no. All right. Secondly, there's nothing wrong with having sex during pregnancy. In fact, it's recommended. In fact, because of things like this, we actually, guys at the back, sorry, I know you want to have sex during pregnancy. Don't worry, we have already spoken on your behalf. So we had to start a ministry called Wholesome Sexuality because of issues like this. Many Christian couples have nobody to speak to sexually about sexual issues. You said you went for counseling personally. Both of you have to go. Is there a reason why she did not go with you?
She doesn't believe in it.
You have to go. When it comes to things like this, both of you, one person can't fix it.
I said it before.
Yes, my wife has addressed that. One person can't fix it. So both of you need to go. They need to know why she's bleeding and all that. In some cases, if the bleeding is not anything threatening, you can still even plan around how to work sex with it if there's cleanliness going on with it. So there are many factors. A sexologist will walk you through it, but both of you have to be willing. From the story I'm seeing, one person doesn't seem to be, she's not enjoying sex for some reason. And when people are not enjoying sex, that's not normal, that's not usual. So we need to find the why. It might be psychological, sometimes it might be biological or physical. If that is not addressed, she'll see sex as a chore. She's dodging it. She's doing her best for it not to happen. So both of you need proper counseling with a sexologist. Like I said, not just anybody. Somebody that can. We prefer Christian. That's why, like I said, we have a ministry like that, Wholesome Sexuality. You see it on Instagram and on YouTube and everything. Reach out, because we heard of a couple like this that went to a normal sexologist, and that one told them to be flogging each other. So they can give you all kinds of advice. So we prefer a Christian sexologist. All right, but two of you need attention urgently. Don't leave it. You can see that it's going from bad to worse. Things like this get worse. They just don't heal. All right.
I also wanted to add that, sometimes we don't realize it, but our actions can actually affect your partner. Somebody that was a virgin obviously tried to keep himself. Just by your being difficult, he has now started porn, and porn is addictive. In fact, I dare say it's spiritual. It can be a hard thing to break, because first of all, we'll have to now deal with him getting over his porn addiction. Then we'll now have to deal with your understanding sex and how to do sex right. Because I don't even think she had time. Parce she doesn't enjoy sex. She didn't have time to enjoy it. She has not learned it. She's a virgin. She got married 2 months. She's pregnant. Still, there was barely any time before the thing became pleasurable. It was still painful. What we know is she's pregnant. She's pregnant. And then for 8 months, there was no sex. Then, after having that baby, I'm sure she probably had sex once or twice and got pregnant again. Because she would have said she's breastfeeding. She would have given excuses. So let's be careful what we do, because our actions actually affect our partners.
My own suspicion is that she doesn't enjoy sex.
Yeah, but she has not had time to enjoy it now.
Trust me, these girls outside, they don't have time.
But they're not.
They do it. Oh, there are people on the street that they start having sex today, and by Sunday they've had 10 times. Wow. So if people like things, they find a way around it. Okay. What I'm seeing from this person is that she's conveniently, dodging it. There are people that are pregnant. If you tell them, no, are we not teaching in church people should not have sex? Our mother just told her once, she stopped. We've been teaching for years, don't have sex, but people are still having sex. When people want to do something, if you like, talk from now till next year. As they are leaving the church, they are going to a boy's house. So when people want to do something, you can't talk them out of it. When they don't want to do something, the slightest excuse, they just say, oh, no, they are pregnant. If both of you are really cozy, even if your mother says you don't have sex, and you are hugging each other, you are doing a problem we have. It will happen. She doesn't want to, and it's not going to happen if she doesn't want to. So that's what I see there. Her mom says she's not doing it. She got pregnant 2 months ago. All these things for me sound like stories. I've seen pregnant women even having sex with some other person, not even their spouse. So trust me, when people want to have sex, you can't stop them. Some people, the week they had the child, they are having sex. And doctors say don't have sex. They went to have sex.
So what should he do about his wife who is unwilling?
Yes, she needs to go for that counseling. I just need to establish that she's obviously not into it.
To go for the counseling?
We have to drag her now. But that's the point. I'm just trying to make the point that this is not a situation where it's circumstances. She doesn't appear to enjoy sex. So.
I just want to say that for me in the whole story, the major thing is the fact that she doesn't have anyone accountable to. That is such a dangerous place, and I think that's where he needs to start from. He needs to be able to find someone. There has to be someone. If he said, even if the mother was still alive, she's still not the best person to go to.
Yes.
So if you're both Christians, if you do attend Envoy Nation, if you're listening, you have to find a way to bring her to see PD&I. She has to be accountable to someone, and it's not a family member. And then from that, we can now begin to, we're not sex therapists, we can counsel you based on what we know, but we can now push and recommend and say you need to. But she has to you need to prayerfully find someone that you would be able to bring her to, and that will be able to speak with her prayerfully. Because I think the major thing with her is a mind thing.
Yes.
It's a mind thing, and the mind is so strong until she begins to rise above that mind-limiting idea. And I think that's what is also affecting her idea about sex. There's a mindset she's had about sex, and it's affecting everything.
Yes.
And I also don't think she has this detail about what the guy is going through, or probably she does, but her mind is so fixated, she really couldn't be bothered. Because if your husband comes and tells you, I'm addicted to pornography because we're not having sex, you should be worried, and you should be concerned, and you should be willing to do something, except your mind is, and some people mind is very strong. When your mind is just like, I can't, there's nothing I can do, this is how I am, then it has become more spiritual than just physical. So if the person is listening, even if you're not a member of Envoy Nation, if you have a pastor that you feel you can take her to, or PD, I've said you can come to him.
Yes.
Come to PD.
This one, you have to come.
The reason why she's not coming for counseling is very simple. She knows already what you're going to say. See, this woman doesn't want to have sex. That's just simple.
I won't say what you think I want to say. Just come.
She knows what you're going to. You're a pastor. Do you understand? Usually, when people are dodging counseling like that, it's obvious they know the right thing. But they don't. This lady doesn't want to have sex. So, sweetheart, if you're the one we are watching, we need to get into your mind and know why you are not enjoying sex. It's not your fault. It might be something that's happened to you when you were young or in your past. We get that. We're not even judging you. But please just seek help so that somebody can walk with you through what's going on in your mind. Yes.